So hello, I'm Reinhold Binder from Austria, and I'm here with a film called Terrat. It's my second time at StopTrik. I was here 4 years ago, and basically these animations that I create are sort of a playground for me, that are usually or sometimes based on journeys that I do before, like not starting in a studio, but rather starting with a journey, with research, with walking somewhere, with taking photographs, and out of these things maybe ideas happen. Or of course sometimes there's the idea before, and afterwards I try to collage these things together, transform these things into each other, etc., etc. And for example, this film Terrat that you are going to see tonight is a lot about somehow also the darker aspects of Paris. I had the chance to stay there for 6 weeks or something like that, and then I collected a lot of stuff, brought this back to my studio that I had there, and just experimented on how these things could fit together. And at the end, out of this light journey in the beginning, which was in summer, there came out this rather dark psychological film, I would say. Yeah. And maybe another thing about my work or about my process, it's important that these things are individual things where I really do everything on my own. But on the other hand, we have a collective called Extra.
Yeah, that's the thing I was really interested in. Can you tell us a little bit more about your collective? Do you all do the similar things, the same things, or how does that work?
Well, the collective comes from somewhere totally else, I would say. They come from performance. And next year they will exist since 20 years. So I joined in 2004 or something like that, and we will have anniversary. And this originally came from performance, but sooner or later, of course, digital things were added. So we started creating games which had serious topics. For example, about borders. There was one game that is called Frontiers, which got quite famous, you could say. There's one that came out 2 years ago, which is very much a documentary game, which is called From Darkness, where we interviewed many people in Nairobi, in Eastern Africa, about their situation. We interviewed also priests and NGO workers and kids and whatever, and we came home with these 60 hours of material, of footage. But at the end we collaged it together into a game is maybe the wrong word, an interactive documentary, but it's put into Unity, which is a game engine, and yeah, you can explore areas that are
hear the voices and
hear not only the voices but also the faces, which is important. So you run into them in these scenarios that we built up. Yeah.
Well, how does somebody get in all this? Like, does it connect with your earliest memories of film or any kind of art?
I mean, maybe the first part of the answer now is I was a gamer with 13, 14, something like this, but then I quit totally, and like many years later, these people from my collective said, hey, you should also join these ideas that we have, that are connected to games. Originally I didn't want to, but now I see really the potential, especially also for animators to work in other fields.
Yeah, so what are the earliest like films or games that you remember you were watching and playing?
Okay, and that's now the second answer of the question. Coming back to film and animation again, what I really enjoyed watching was which is also part of Terrat somehow. I remember this. I think it was the black or white video from Michael Jackson, but there was morphing in there, like transforming faces into each other, and I remember that this was wow, where I thought wow. Or for example, also other music videos like Aha, Take On Me. Those old classics somehow. When music videos still had a budget, or Arman animations, Sledgehammer video, Peter Gabriel, which is from Arman animation, or parts of it are from Arman animations. These sort of things that are somehow also connected to music and rhythm and rather editing and also collaging and stuff. yeah, that's what came right now as a first, and this came then, you know, the next progress was then of course other music videos like Michel Gondry and those classics of the next in the next stage then, Michel Gondry, Chris Cunningham, etc., etc. So this golden age of music video, which does somehow unfortunately not exist anymore.
Well, thanks for your time.
No problem, thanks.